Hello everyone, my name is Void Doctor and welcome back to another episode on the InfinityCraft server. And today we're starting out this episode, well, in the palace, as I have been for the last couple episodes now, just because it feels like the right place to start an episode. It's a big, grand building with a big throne that I can stand on. Makes it feel like I run this place, which I kind of do, to be honest. But I've been making quite a bit of off-camera progress, and conveniently, it actually starts from pretty much the waterfront all the way to kind of the back of the town. So, in the front here, I've made this statue here. I've actually made a couple of these, and I just think they look really nice. I think this one specifically with the fire in his hand looks like an altar. Maybe every morning someone comes up here and lights the fire. Maybe it's like a good luck sort of altar. And then back here, there's a I've just been running a lot of redstone experiments off camera. A lot of them haven't worked, so I've just not even bothered to cover them. I've kind of just taken them down. But this is worked pretty well. It's a semi-manual, semi-automatic bamboo farm. Essentially, it works automatically on its own, but you may notice that these observers are really high up, and that's because you actually have the ability to place bone meal in these dispensers and then set them off, and it will cause it to sort of supercharge itself, and that makes it work really fast. But yeah, it's been working reasonably well. It's not ridiculously fast, but it's been working reasonably well. I've had this up for maybe like 6 or 7 hours now, so yeah, it's been working pretty well. But there's also another statue over there, as you can see, just someone with like a warrior or something with a big spear in their hand. But right here is what I want to focus in the beginning, or is what I want to focus on in the beginning of today's episode. I want to go through a lot of the houses, specifically in this neighborhood, because there's just a lot of them, and we can kind of get them done quickly because they're kind of smaller houses. And I just want to add a lot of interiors. As you can see, I've already started on this one, and I'm pretty much finished actually with this one. Got a little dining table over here with some furnaces. Maybe we could add like a shelf or something right here with some storage, and then a bed right here. Forgot to strip those. But yeah, it's a pretty simple interior, but I think it looks nice, and it just makes it feel like there's actually someone living here. Maybe we could add a couple barrels in this corner or something. But essentially what I'm going to do right now, record a bunch of progress updates, and just kind of show you guys what my creative process is when I'm doing interiors. Because when you're building a city, I think interiors are one of the things that you really either need to see someone else do, or really need to just have a ton of practice. And right now, there isn't a lot of coverage on how to add interiors to medieval builds, because in the past, like in the real Middle Ages, a lot of houses were kind of barren, like, you know, because people who were just living in small houses like these didn't have a ton of money. So, but you still want in Minecraft you still want them to look detailed. So I think it's nice to have someone who you can kind of fall back on and watch a video on about interiors. So that's kind of what I'm trying to accomplish here. So I'm just going to kind of run through my creative process with detailing this whole neighborhood and definitely adding quite a bit of life. Alright, so I've just finished kind of polishing up this interior, and I just realized that off camera I was just breeding up some villagers because a couple of them died, and this might actually provide some homes for villagers. So this is kind of cool. So that's kind of cool too. Okay, well, this is probably as simple as you can make an interior. I should probably still add a ladder somewhere up, maybe right here. Just kind of get rid of that. But yeah, this is pretty much as simple as you can make an interior, and it's still nice, but yeah, it's fairly cramped in here. Alright, well, this just gave me an idea. What if this building is sort of like a temple to the nether portal, as if the portal is kind of like an all-powerful being that just leads to another dimension, kind of. It's like it's almost like a sort of god, but it's like an object as well. I feel like that would be pretty cool. Okay, so I've spent quite a long time gathering the wool for this build right here, for actually the exterior, but it's still like a little detail that I wanted to add, because this seems like a civic building to me. I don't really know why, but it just does. So yeah, there's a couple banners hanging down here, and when you go inside, there's just some shelves and some barrels. And when you go up here, there's a little bell tower where someone could maybe stand here, look out, see if there's anything happening out there that shouldn't be happening. I don't know, crime, something like that, and then just ring the bell. And yeah, it's got buttons there. I conveniently put those there when I built this build, not really realizing that they'd actually be functional, but they are, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm pretty much just going to work on the rest of this neighborhood and, of course, record a few more progress updates. Okay, so I finally finished adding all the interiors into these builds, and I think they look really nice. I think this one is a bit lacking. Maybe we could put some paintings or something on the wall there, but for the most part, I think this place is looking quite nice. And I've also taken the liberty to make some of these builds villager ready, like this one, for example. Really easy to make it villager ready. So yeah, I think a lot of these builds look nice, and eventually I want to add villagers in here to give it that nice little villager, you know, all the nice little villager humming sounds, really make it feel alive down here where we already have villagers. It just feels like there's people living here. So yeah, I think it's nice having villagers around. I've also started moving some villagers in off camera into other places and getting some new types of villagers around. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with what we've managed to do here. It definitely brings this neighborhood together and definitely makes it feel a lot more lively, one could say. But now, it's time for us to make some money. So I take long walks a lot to think about video ideas, right? It's just a nice, calm space to think about video ideas. And I thought recently, you know, the idea of just selling mining resources, that's cool, but it's not profitable. It's not going to make me insane amounts of money. Now, what will is legally stealing people's diamonds. I know that sounds impossible, and it's not Amazon Prime. It's just essentially what I want to do is turn our shop into a bank. So like, for example, how do I put this without it sounding like I'm an awful person? You know, screw it, we're going to sound like we're awful people. Essentially what I do is act like we're just a normal shop with some bank elements, and buying any ores from our shop will sign you up for our bank program. And it's essentially just a way to store large amounts of items, and it will actually make you money in return. You'll get a little bit of interest every, let's say, 5 real-life days. You'll get an extra diamond in the bank. Now, if you buy items from my shop without storing money in the bank, you technically are, because in real life banks make money off of, you know, the money you're storing in your account. So if you don't store anything, they start to like punish you, right, for not having money in your bank account. So what I thought we could do is, technically, by buying items from my shop, you are signing up for a bank account, but you aren't actually storing, you don't actually have money in the bank, which means I can start charging you, and to do it legally, and you have to pay me. Otherwise, you're technically like stealing from, you know, that's theft, right? So what I'd like to do is begin this sort of like bank program, and then I'll leave little flyers at people's doorsteps like, hey, come sign up for my bank. It's a cool way to store your money, and you make a little bit of money in return every time you store money in the bank. But what people don't know is that if they don't store money in the bank, they're losing money. And I'm gaining money by not telling people about this and just having it in the small print. I don't know, maybe we could have it printed on, I don't know, dark text on a dark oak sign. Sounds like a good idea, or something like that. We'll try and find the most hidden way to put this information. So yeah, and this is also just a fun way to decorate our build, but I want to start working on this. So I'm going to gather up a ton of spruce wood, because what I want to do is decorate this like decorate this like an Old West style bank. So yeah, this should be a really fun build and a really easy way to make a lot of money. This also gives me an excuse to look into building in another building style. I probably will never build a bank in this style, or not a bank. I'll probably never build a base in this style, but I do want to sort of see what it's like to build in a different sort of Old West style. Okay, so I'm actually really liking the look of this place. I think it just looks like your typical Old West style bank. Maybe we could throw up some banners or something up here that say bank on it, but I'm not really in the mood to do that right now. We'll probably do that once we get this place built on the InfinityCraft server. But yeah, I think this whole place looks really cool. Maybe we can throw up a stair right there. Throw a slab, something. Yeah, that looks fine. And yeah, I just think this whole place looks really nice. And I'm probably just going to throw a reference image up on my second monitor when we hop into a time lapse. But first, I got to gather those resources. Man, my voice is really not cooperating right now. I can hardly pronounce words. I don't know why. Okay, well, I've gotten all the materials I really need for this build, considering it's basically just a bunch of logs and obviously this glass, and there's, well, we're building in a mesa, so there's gold down there for those little gold accents there. So yeah, this should be a pretty fun build to construct, and then obviously we'll come back to the base for the bank vault element, which will probably be in the basement. But yeah, I think I'm just going to construct this in the form of a third-person time-lapse, so enjoy the time-lapse. Okay, folks, so I am super happy with how the big bank has come together. I think these balconies on all four sides really add quite a bit of depth to the build, give the walls quite a bit of separation from one another, or not the walls, the different layers, quite a bit of separation from one another. And I also just think these little gold block accents definitely make it feel like a bank. Now, what will make it feel more like a bank is big banners that spell out bank, but unfortunately, bank, if you didn't know, is it's a four-letter word, and this build, well, it's not a number. So what we're probably gonna have to do is BANK, which should be very interesting. Let's just say it like that. But now I want to start working on the interior of this place. I've already added a couple floors here, but what I really want to do is start adding, of course, the shop element of this place. But I've really kind of transitioned from this being a shop to obviously a bank. So yeah, I kind of want to focus more on the bank element of this place. I just realized I completely forgot to add the floor there, so let's fill that in. But yeah, I still want to sell things here for even more profits, so I think I'm going to bring in all of our ores from out here, and I've also brought a couple copper blocks so we can maybe add some more, and I've also gotten some more gold because we're in a mesa. So I'm going to stock the shop, and then we'll start working on the actual bank element, which will probably be in the basement. The vault will probably be in the basement. So yeah, let's go work on a bank. All right, folks. So I've gotten a nice little interior set up in here, and I think it looks pretty nice. It's pretty minimal right now, but it still looks nice. And when you come up here, there's it's empty right here with only my bed in the corner so I can sleep. But yeah, I think it looks nice in here. Then oak kind of contrasts nicely, and then you got some barrels, the actual shop element right here, 3 nether ingots, stack and half gold, and then 4 stacks of copper. This should make me some nice profits if people actually buy. And then obviously down here we're gonna have the vault, and for now I just want to construct the vault door. So wait while I go gather my materials. I'm just gonna use a pretty simple vault door design, but I think it looks nice in my opinion. So yeah, I feel like this vault door design, it looks nice down here. Obviously I'm going to need to fix the ceiling in a second, but now I might take out this block right here and make it a bit of a different vault door design. I might do that, and then have an etho door around here. So obviously it still looks secure, but it's just, you know, this is kind of a decorative thing. We're more of just a big warehouse for all of your valuable items. And then we also are probably, you know, it's more of a bulk, it's like a valuable storage system that relies on the honor system. So yeah, what we're gonna do right now is just construct an etho door, and then we're going to work on a little bit of marketing and obviously getting a sign set up, but I'll probably just do that without any progress updates because it's pretty basic. Alright, so sticky pistons have been acquired, and now it's time to build an etho door. Okay, so I just had to make a stairway here because I actually had to lower the ground a bit because, yeah, I didn't really do a lot of math here. The piston door design that I'm using, shout out again to Pixel Riffs. If you're noticing a pattern here, he makes the best redstone tutorials of all time. But yeah, the design that I'm using is kind of tall, but it's 1 block wide, which is what I like about it. So yeah, I'm going to use this design, and it's a very nice design. Unfortunately, I can't really give you all a tutorial because I'm kind of building this from memory, and also it's in a very restricted space, which means it would be very inconvenient to watch the tutorial if it was like in a dark kind of cave down there. Yeah, working in cramped dark spaces with redstone, really not a fun experience. Alright, so our etho door is done, and I guess I never actually elaborated on what an etho door is. Essentially what an etho door is it's a 3x3 piston door, but it's missing the middle block. So it just saves a lot of redstone and a lot of space, makes it a super compact design like this one, again by Pixel Riffs. And yeah, it's just a super compact piston door design, and it's, you know, it's kind of, the design decision is up to you whether you want to just have that be kind of an empty space in the middle, or you want to fill it with something very thin like a you can even put a block there if you really wanted to, but I just have a lightning rod there to kind of stick with our copper theme. None of this copper is waxed, which means I'm just going to have to be constantly unwaxing it, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I think this whole place looks really nice, and obviously we can just throw a torch right there. I just tried to put a torch on the ceiling. Okay, then. Yeah, but now I think the next thing we need to do is start marketing a bit. So essentially what I'm going to do obviously is have the signs, the full the disclosure of what this place is and how you sign up for our bank program. But what we don't tell people is that we're charging them interest, obviously. So I'm going to do all that boring stuff while you, well, I guess you'll see it finished. You don't even see any of the process. You'll just pretty much see it finished. Also, I'm obviously going to dig out the vault down here. I guess I never mentioned that, but yeah, that's the next thing I need to do. Okay, folks. Well, the vault door is now complete, and you are not allowed to know how to get in through that vault door. So, because essentially the way we're going to keep this place secure is because, you know, we're all good human beings. We all recognize the rules as the rules. You know, it's kind of, it defeats the purpose of having these sort of fun shops if people were to just, you know, break blocks. So, you know, it's pretty much an impenetrable fortress if you can't break the blocks. So yeah, that's kind of my thinking behind this. But yeah, the vault is now complete, and I also have these signs here. Buying a product from the big bank will immediately get you a free bank account here, unlimited storage of valuables, 2% interest rate compounded every week. So yeah, if you don't know what that means, essentially it means you like you're, how do you explain how do you explain compound interest? Just look up compound interest. But yeah, it's pretty neat. It like multiplies your money much faster than it would if you just had like simple interest, like a linear interest rate. It's exponential. So yeah, it's a pretty great deal to store your money here. So if you actually store money here, it's pretty great. But another update, Too Much Mustard, because he heard he figured out what we were doing here and that I had malicious intent with this shop. He's now co-owner of this place. So there are a few people on this server now that there are a few people on InfinityCraft that we could still kind of prank with this. We can prank Fake Blossom, prank Binko, and there are a few other people that we can still prank. So yeah, I guess it's less of a prank and more theft. So yeah, I think I'm going to go around and just leave a bunch of signs at people's base, essentially telling them how cool it is to store your money here, because all you have to do is buy a product here, copper, gold, netherite, any of that kind of stuff, and you get a free bank account, and also start losing your money if you don't store your money with us. So yeah, let's go do a little bit of marketing, and then we'll probably wrap up the episode from there. Oh my god, Fake Blossom's base is really quite pretty now. Like, this stairwell is fantastic, and then you go up here and it's like you feel like you're in a big dwarven mine. But I need to find a good place to leave these signs, probably right here, to be honest. Okay, so I've pretty much just gotten all the signs that say pretty much everything you can need, and the coordinates right here. So, it's just right where it is. Actually, no, it's technically where that little market stand is, but you'll see it. It's like a giant bank. So, yeah, hopefully she reads these signs and comes and shops at the big bank and gets a unlimited account before she sees this video. If she does see this video and realizes that we're pretty much scamming her out of her money. Also, let's hope we can charge her interest. So yeah, I feel like such an awful person doing this, but honestly when I really think hard about it, it doesn't really concern me too much because of the amount of money that I'm going to be making from this. So whatever, steal people's money, mine diamonds, either way, it works for me. So but I'm a lazy boy, so I prefer to steal people's money. Yeah, I'm just gonna go put down a few more signs around the world at people's bases, and then we'll wrap up the episode. Okay, so we finally have all the signs set up here at all of our active players' bases. So now I think it's time that we wrap up the episode. So yeah, we've managed to get quite a bit done in today's episode. It might seem like it was many episodes ago now, but we actually managed to get all those interiors done back in Horeesia, and then we came out here and spent quite a long time working on the big bank with the vault down here, which again, I unfortunately cannot show you how to open because, of course, some of the InfinityCrafters do watch my videos. So yeah, I mean, of course, Too Much Mustard knows how to open it, but no one else is allowed to know how to open it. And then we obviously did a bit of advertising with some signs. So as always, my name has been Void Doctor. Please like, subscribe, and share if you did enjoy the episode and feel inclined to do so, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye for now.